It's the morning of day 2 in Oslo, and I'm on my way to our first museum of the day, which is the Armed Forces Museum of Norway. So it's going to be quite different than yesterday. I got drunk last night with a guy called Eric. Stayed up till 3, so I'm not feeling brilliant. Okay. I had a look at the Armed Forces Museum earlier, which was quite interesting, though a lot of it was only in Norwegian, but there were some really good models of all castles and fortresses and stuff, and a really good bit on the wall. And I'm now kind of getting more of that because I'm in the Resistance Museum, and the first thing I'm struck by is this. It's actually a swastika made out of German Mauser guns, which is pretty impressive. There was resistance in Norway, and its most famous act was a commando raid with the British, where they destroyed the heavy water plant that was making material for atomic bombs. But there were also collaborators, so I want to find out a bit more about both sides. Germans are loading the ship up. Oh no, what's happening there? Sabotage. I'm now sat in the Edvard Munch Museum, and Munch is basically one of the most famous painters in the world, but I didn't know a lot about him except for the screen. So the reason I've come today is just to find a bit more about him and his work. I've just watched a video which talks about his life, so I've kind of got a bit of a grasp now. I'm looking through the paintings. This one's called Hell, I think, but to me, he looks a bit similar to Van Gogh in his style, but there was a lot of talk about how he was very close to the landscape, and particularly I think there's a place called Oslo V-log that he was very close to, and that seemed to appear in all his paintings, which I kind of get, because I think any artist or writer cannot divorce themselves from their landscape. Anyway, we'll go on and see what I can find next. Stopped from filming in the Munch Museum. Apparently it's not allowed. Anyway, I'm having a look in the cathedral now. It's a surprisingly small building, much smaller than I expected it to be. Norway isn't a very religious country these days. The guy, Eric, that I was talking to last night said it had been de-Christianized. There is a state church though, most people are members of it. It is quite a Protestant church, which is probably why we have the whitewashed walls, but to me what's most remarkable is the ceiling. So, have a look at this. I don't think it's particularly old, but I think the ceiling is really quite remarkable. Shepherds. Looks like St. George. And that looks like the baptism in the River Jordan. Oslo Cathedral. So here I am at the end of my second day in Oslo, and as you can see, I'm somewhere a bit quieter than before. My feet and my leg are absolutely knackered. I've had enough of museums, I've had enough of walking around, I've seen some amazing stuff, but I really wanted to relax. So what I did is get back on the ferry I took last night, and I went out to one of the islands. Not quite sure how you pronounce it. I think it's something like Hovedøya or something like that. It's got a nice ruined monastery in the middle of it, and I found myself this little beach, and I'm just chilling out for an hour, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's October, I'm wearing a t-shirt. The colours are so crisp and clear, it's amazing. And there's one thing that this trip, and also when I went to Stockholm, taught me, is that for some reason there's a real crispness of colour, and particularly with the time of year with the leaves changing, it's absolutely gorgeous. Makes me wish I was an artist. I have to say I have enjoyed my couple of days here. Tomorrow will be my last one. I'm hoping to get to the historical museum in the morning, but apart from that, then my ticket runs out, so it'll probably just be mooching around the centre. I don't think I've been anywhere, including maybe even the Netherlands, where people speak such really good English, so you've been able to talk to people. The chap that I met last night, a guy called Eric, I forget the second name, begins with O. He was really fascinating, really eccentric guy. And we talked a lot about psychology, about politics, about travelling. Really interesting chap. So I might hang out with him again tonight. I've got another bottle of wine that I put at the airport. But in the meantime, I'm going to relax. And I have to say that if anyone is thinking, you know, like, should I or should I not give Oslo a go, give it a go. The big downside is the price. But like I say, it is double what you pay in Britain, which is a lot. But perhaps not as much as I thought. And there are ways in which you can get around it. I mean, the Oslo card is a real money saver, because it was about 269, which is what, about £25. That's given me unlimited museum entry and public transport for 48 hours, which to me has been brilliant, because I haven't had to worry about anything. I've just gone on whatever I wanted to do and done whatever I wanted to do. And the hotel, yeah, I think it was about £35 a night. It's not the greatest hotel in the world. Apparently, according to Eric, it's quite infamous, and it has featured in some Ewan Nesbø novels, because it's where a lot of seedy and people are meant to hang out. And certainly there were quite a few prostitutes hanging around last night, so maybe there's some truth in that. But I don't find it that seedy, but at the same time it's not the classiest place. But you can get reasonably priced accommodation, you can do the Oslo card thing, and then it's just food. Because the classic way to save money with food is to go to the supermarket, and so that's what I did last night. And I bought some salami and some bread and some cheese, but I paid about a tenner for that, so I wasn't actually saving a great deal of money there. But yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go and relax and enjoy myself and watch the world and the boats go by. Time to go home.